looking back at a couple of months ago when you were frustrated with the times you're getting open water to where you were recently with a really good swim, what lessons have you taken from that?
Well, one, open water swimming is different. You got to treat it as different. You've got to practice it a lot. It's not, I think that the approach I took in prior years was just do it a few times to get used to it, to make sure that you don't, you're used to constant swimming and without the breaks at each wall. I will completely turn that on its ear each season from here on out. I'm going to essentially move my training to open water as much as possible in the summer months leading up to races, and instead of just going out and swimming a solid 2K, go do intervals in the water, go swim buoy to buoy or whatever, count strokes, do something, but do your workout in open water and really get used to it and get comfortable with it. Make it feel as comfortable as the pool, and test yourself in all the conditions, because you never know what race day brings. So for sure, that's lesson number one. And lesson number two is never be too arrogant to refuse to go back to basics. or maybe said more positively, always be humble enough to go back to basics. I thought there for a minute prior to the frustration, I'm not a bad swimmer. I can do, I'm 57 years old. I can do all out 130 in the pool easy. I mean, not easy, it's hard work, but I'm it's not a terrible time in the pool. I'm feeling like a real swimmer. Real swimmers don't have to go back to lesson one and do relaxation and breathing, right? So yeah, a little humility goes a long way. So maybe those couple of terrible race results were just the humility injection that I needed to get me to get back to the beginning.
That's what stood out to me, was just being willing to go back to basics. And I think of tennis players as an example of that. It's like when you're playing tennis, it's a couple of shots, but they have those fundamental shots just drilled down. And with really solid fundamentals, then you can work on the more intricate parts of tennis or swimming, whatever it might be. And but without those basics in place, then you're not going to be able to build upon them. And the thing with breathing and relaxation, that first week that we've got there, I think it's people look at that and go, I can breathe, I feel relaxed in the water. So a lot of times they'll just either skip it, or they'll just, they'll browse over and go, okay, cool, got that. And they won't actually go through it. But even for me, like I've had, when when the pools are open a little while ago, there's been times where I've focused on my breathing and had a really good training session and just gone, wow, like I was a couple seconds quicker per 100. It felt great. And that was a really good training session. And, I've swum for like nearly 30 years now. And it's just that stuff, it really can make a difference, but it's hard to sometimes bring yourself back to those really basic things, especially like just, breathing, relaxation. It's just so simple.
Right.